Hello, everyone. This is Shanidra with Let's Dig Deep, getting to the root of things. Our topic on today is bashing your ex in front of your children. Um, I have my guest on here. His name is Rudy Curry, and he's going to put his input from a father standpoint on why you shouldn't bash the ex in front of the child. So I'm going to allow him to speak on the effects that it has on the father and on the child.
Yeah, as she said, my name is Rudy Curry. I really, I feel like honestly, we have to consider our children when we speak on the parent. The other parent. Sometimes you say stuff out of anger and frustration, but you're not looking at the fact that okay, this is my kid, and my kid looks at the other parent the way they may look at me. And you can start something within a child with what you start. Basically by what you say to them, starting out as a kid. Planting seeds. Is what you instill in them that they take with you when they leave the house. So it's really important to really just like be careful what you say around your children and take that in heart. Saying something bad about dad can mean that you diminish who he is as a father. Saying something bad about mom, especially like for me, I have little girls. I have to be careful what I say about their moms. I have to be careful what I say in front of them or around them when I'm just speaking about their moms. So they look at their moms and what their moms do or what they know about their moms. That's tend to be what they'll mimic when they grow up. So it's really important to really just like be careful of your tongue when you're speaking around your children about the parent, the other parent. Because like I said, you can start something instill something in them that they shouldn't even, feel it. Even starting out, they should never feel a certain type of way about their parents. So it's real, that's a real touchy subject. We're gonna dig deep today, so
Well, yes, let's dig deep because so many parents, whether it's the mother or the father, they quote the Bible only to suit themselves. Like they'll say, "Oh, the Bible says honor your mother, and you're the mother." They leave out the whole fact that you have to honor your mother and your father, but since they are so upset with the father, they leave out honor your father. They have you basically sinning because um, of the issues that they had. It's not your issue.
well, even with that, it's something that I figured out a while back. You kind of just train your kids to learn for themselves. Once they learn how to read, they should be reading that anyway. They should be figuring out, you know, instead of just listening to what people tell you or what you've seen somewhere. Figure it out for yourself. Research it yourself. Look into it yourself. But like I said, at the same time, it's like when you hear a certain thing or when you heard a certain thing, if it's repeated and it's over and it's over and it's over again, everybody know that repetition is the mother of learning. Anything that you do over and over and over again, that becomes your habit. So imagine your child habit is hearing daddy ain't this or mama ain't that or daddy should have did this or mama should have did that. After a while the child starts to believe that. Sometimes they just sit there and they're like, well, you know what? Maybe she is right or maybe he is right. It just all depends on how you raise your children. One, everything that you do in the house is what matters anyway. You train a child to hate their father, but then that little girl gonna grow up looking for a father. And then most likely she finds a dude that she feels like would be with her father. It's like her daddy ain't even nothing like that. She spent her whole life mad at every man because she didn't have a father. And it was because of some decision that we made out of anger. You know, boys need their mamas because they need to know that it's okay to have emotions. They need to know that it's okay to feel stuff. Because as men, we tend to teach them stop crying all the time, or blah blah blah. On the other spectrum, it's like you don't have both. Because I grew up with both my parents, so I was blessed to have a father to be there on me when I needed to be tough, and a mom to be there when I needed to be soft. I had both of them to be there when I needed anything. So with that said, it's different when you grow up in a household and you can see the difference between the children who grew up with just their mom. The boys tend to be more emotional. They handle stuff in an emotional way, which is a female trait. And I'm not just trying to be whatever, but that's a female trait. Your emotions, and you can't control your emotions. But if you was raised by females, how do you not be emotional? Right? Same thing with girls. You know, if they was raised by a single father, you know, it might be a little bit more on the tough side. You know, they might not be as emotional. Or, you know, it just depends. Like I said, everything that happens in the house depends on how you grow up. You know what I'm saying? It determines it. So, like I said, being in the same, you know, being in the same household with my mother and my father, I learned a lot from my dad. I learned a lot from my mom. And I put that together as a grown man, and that put me to where I'm at, you know. So it's important. I mean, both parents are important. And once again, even back to the main subject, say for instance, what if my mom had said something bad about my dad? And we live in the same household. And this is the man that I got to look up to. And this is my dad. You don't get a second one of those, you know. But that's not true. Stepdads, y'all rock. But I'm gonna say this: your dad, the father figure in your house. Let's just say that. If that's the man that's in the house, that's who I'm going to mimic myself after. The way that I dress, the way that I talk, the way that I carry myself, the way that I handle problems, the way that I fight during a situation, you know. So with that said, imagine that character, because you got to be honest. To most kids, dad is their first superhero, you know. So imagine that character being bashed on every day or talked about in a certain type of way. Same thing with mom. Your mom is your healer. That's the one that you always go to for your love, most likely. You know, I don't know how it is in every household. My mom was a loving mom. So imagine my dad speaking bad on my mom. You know, this is where I go to get my love and my nurture, you know. But then on the other end, I'm looking at her like, well, daddy said this. You never can really judge it, but it's more than important to not speak on a situation just because, especially out of anger. We say a lot of stupid stuff when we mad, you know, and you can't always do that. Children listen, and they sometimes they repeat it. You know,
Right.
you got to be careful what you say around kids. They regurgitate in a heartbeat. So, like I said, and just growing up with both parents, I feel like it's really important to just always keep a decent relationship, especially when it comes to speaking on the other parent, even if y'all not on good terms. You know.
That's why the Bible says you can be angry but sin not.
Mhm.
The more I grow, the more it makes sense. It's like, okay, I'm angry, but I'm gonna have to separate my anger, um, you know, and my emotions so that I don't hurt anyone with my words. So I don't hurt my kids, especially with him giving me kids. I hate to see them down, so um, that has helped me to become a better me because seeing, just the way you talk to people, how you talk to people, what you say about the way you say it about them. I mean, you could be meaning good, but the way you said it could, be bashing, and you could say, well, I hope your dad finally get his act together or whatever, or I hope your mom, realized that, she need to get her act right or whatever it is. It's like that's a reflection because at the end of the day, that's who you chose. At the end of the day, you have to reflect on yourself. That's you chose that man. And you cannot get mad at your kid for acting like that man or that woman. If your daughter starts becoming hoish and you dated, somewhat of a promiscuous woman, then you can't, start getting mad at the child because that's a reflection. And then you cannot bash the mother because that's who you chose to have your child. So I just, with this, I really want people to first think about your child instead of you
And that's
because,
the priority. See, I think
yeah,
that's where we get lost in. We get lost in ourselves. We start thinking about ourselves. We don't think about our children, you know. And like I said, it can stem from anger. It can stem from frustration of always having your kids, not having the help that you need. It could stem from, okay, well, this person moved on and they over there happy with another person and they family is doing this and our family struggling. It could come from, okay, well, this person moved out of town after we broke up and now I'm here with these kids 24/7. It can come from struggle. I mean, like, it's so many different scenarios. That's why I said I don't really want to, like, judge anybody or offend anybody, but I was just really speaking on my personal, it's crazy how we'll just get, like, just in a rage and just say anything. And like you said, sometimes it ain't what you say, it's how you say it. You can come across with a message and it can be taken the wrong way if you just enunciate the wrong word, you know. So you gotta be careful with how you say stuff and definitely when you say stuff. In my household, I try not to talk to people when I'm mad. When I'm mad, I just try to, which that ain't always the best way either, but that's the best way for me. If I'm upset, I try not to even say anything, just because I know how I am. If I get to that point where it's like, okay, now I just want everybody to stop talking to me, just walk away. But I learned that at home too. I learned that it's dangerous to be quiet, and I learned that it's dangerous to just ramble off too. Imagine somebody just in your ear all the time, just rah 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 rah. Eventually, you turn around to tell them to be quiet or whatever. What if your daughter see that you just yelled at mommy? So that in her mind, that little small situation could be okay. Well, it's okay for my boyfriend to yell at me. Hey, mom. Kids don't do what you tell them to do. They do what they see you do. They do what you do. So, like I said, even with that, arguing in front of your kids is dangerous. So imagine how toxic it is to plant a seed about the person because at the end of the day, let's think about it like this. That son that didn't have a relationship with his dad because of mom, later on in life go to talk to dad, and son, I tried. Son, I wanted to be in your life, right? Your mama wouldn't let me. So now all that anger and frustration of not having a dad or them situations where he needed his daddy and didn't have him, now it's turned on mom. So all that evil that you thought you was doing to make it came full circle. Because now he might hate you, at least until he can get out of that, that funk that he in. You see what I'm saying? And it's the same situation for that little girl with dad. His dad started keeping their children from their moms too. We ain't gonna sit here and we dig deep on this show. His dad's out here playing those games too. Mm-hmm. And like I said, y'all ain't doing nothing but hurt the children. At the end of the day, it's your kids that's gonna suffer for that. It's your kids that's gonna go to school and act out and not want to be social and stuff like that because they confused, or when they are social, they awkward because they haven't been around men, or they haven't been around the women, or they can't take criticism from a man because they feel like a man barking down their throat because they never had a man to do that. Or the women can't take criticism from another woman that's trying to critique them and show them like, baby, you don't gotta be dressed like this, or you don't have to look like that to get the kind of attention that you want. You see what I'm saying?
Because all they saw was the way their mom or their dad did. Like you said.
My dad used to say, I'm sorry for cutting you off, but my dad used to say this all the time. I just want to get this out. He said, it's a uniform for everything that you do. Construction worker wear a helmet, he wears hat. Preachers wear their suit. Doctors wear what they have to wear to perform their surgery or whatever. Nurses wear scrubs. So if you dress a certain type of way, you are appealed in a certain type of way. You understand what I'm saying? So with that said, the same reaction is going to come off of what you look like. If you dress whorish and some guy walk up to you and he'll approach you in a whorish way, it's because that's what you look like. Not saying that that's right. Not saying that anybody should be predator, being a predator or a prey on anybody, but you could avoid just some of that if your shirt was up a little bit, if your pants weren't so tight, if your pants was up around your waist, they can't associate you with being a thug. If your T-shirt that you wear, if it's, the graffiti, whatever is on it, you can't be perceived a certain type of way if you don't look that way. We deal with a whole lot of racial type stuff just because of the color of our skin. We get that, but what I am saying is it's a uniform for everything. look at it for what it is, a single parent household, that's a uniform too. You know what I'm saying? You look at that, that's about as real as it gets. A single parent household, you always see some similarities in everything, you know. On mom's side and dad's side, because at the end of the day, you still got to take care of the household, still got to take care of the kids. The struggle gonna be the same, you know. But I wouldn't trade it. But I love my kids to death, you know. But like I said, it's just such a touchy subject. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people scared to talk about it, scared to voice it. But I feel like when you get down to the truth of it, it comes down to communication, and not really even communication, because talking don't really solve a lot of problems. It's comprehension. Can you comprehend what I'm telling you that got me so upset right now? Do you understand what I'm saying that makes me feel like you a deadbeat dad? Do you understand what I'm saying that make me feel like you a deadbeat mom, or not that good of a mom, or not that? Can you comprehend what I'm saying? And if we ever get past that point, man, all our kids should be a lot better. You know what I'm saying? Even with the simple fact that my first kid doesn't live in my household with me, she lives with her mom, but we talk every day. Me and her mom, we get along fine. And it took years to do that. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it was just, you know, these were great and they've always been great. That ain't the case. It took work. When you get to that point where you realize it's really all about the kid and talking bad about dad or talking bad about mom, because I'm guilty. I've done it. When I got mad, I said some stuff, you know. I'm pretty sure when she got mad, she said some stuff, you know. But what I am gonna
Go
say,
to the next question.
yeah, what is it? Talk to me.
Did you talk? The next question is the effects, like with that being their other parent, the other half of them. If you exclude that other parent out of their relationship, if you make it a point to exclude them from their other parents, and you decide, they hurt you so bad, not the child, but they hurt you so bad that, you just want them completely out your life, but y'all have a child. You can't, that's selfish. This is real. So, and God is charging me to speak truth. So I pray that people are able to receive what I'm saying. Because I had to take, I'm doing this. I'm not just talking about it. I'm not with my kid's father, and me and the father co-parent, and we co-parent well. They see their father, and he's in another relationship. That has nothing to do with me. His relationship with his children is more important than what we have. And we should not, as women or as men, keep the children from the other half of them. If we think of it as this is the other part of them, they need to know the other part of them. I learned that I am a lot like my father, and that's not a bad thing. I am okay now that I have talked to my father and know that, oh, okay, I'm business minded like him. There's nothing wrong with that. Tell your kids the good things. My son knows that him being an artist came from his dad. I'm not an artist. Just some of the things he's into, like drumming. His daddy was a drummer. I'm just that's from your dad. You can talk to your dad. Oh, ask your dad. Let them have that bond with the child, whether y'all are together or not. Figure out a way that y'all can communicate and make it right for them, because it's really selfish when you just think about yourself and your own feelings and not the feelings of the child.
Yeah, man, you know, it's well, the children. They have to be. They gotta be on both sides of the fence. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless the dad is doing something that's gonna put them in harm's way, unless the mom doing something that's gonna put them in harm's way. And I say this: if you ever drop your kid off with the other parent, if they've never come back beat up or injured or feelings hurt or any of that, like what really could, they most times when they come home, I had so much fun with mommy. I had so much fun with mommy. We went and did this to the point where you don't even want to hear about mommy no more.
Right.
But the fact that you see that that kid is so excited about being with their other parent, and not only that, it's not all bad with, I guess you could call it mixed relationships or mixed families, because You think about it, that person might have moved on to somebody else, and that person might make them happy. So if that person made them happy, and in essence, your child could be happy because a happy person does happy stuff. A miserable person gonna be miserable. That's just something you gotta get over. But a person that's happy, they genuinely like to do happy stuff. Their energy is good. Why wouldn't you want your child around good energy? That person might have found somebody that make them happy or open them up to being happy. You know what I'm saying? You could block the blessing just by being selfish. You know what I'm saying? Just being selfish. Like I said, my parents they split up for a short period of time. I'll say maybe maybe a year and a half. Other than that, I'm 31 years old. I had my parents my whole life. You know what I'm saying? So even in the split up, I can go spend the summer with pops. Or, you know, if that was the case, it needed to be. You know, Granted, they ended up working out their issues and getting back together. But what I am saying is, it's like, what's the point of keeping a child from the other parent? Why would you do that? You know, what are you trying to accomplish? What's your motive?
What's benefiting the child?
Nothing. If you're doing that, because you got to think about it. I don't know many fathers that would protect their children. You know, I don't know many fathers that wouldn't go all the way out for their children. You know, so with that said, you take away the protector, you take away the provider, you take away whatever. And I know it's a different age. Women provide and do what they're supposed to do now. I get that, and they've been doing it. But what I'm saying is, like, it's on a different level now. You find more women who get out here and they touch real money. Like, they get businesses started. You know, they get out here and make it happen. And some of that motivation came from their children. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people weren't trying to grow up until they had kids. Well, now I can't keep playing because, somebody depended on me. I got to handle my responsibilities. So, like I said, you can learn a lot just from being on both sides. I said, fortunate to have that in the household for me, you know, but I would have loved for my kids to be able to have it, but sometimes it don't work like that. So this is a great subject for me because, like I said, I grew up in a household with both parents. I watched how my parents interacted with each other. It taught me that I wouldn't want my mom to talk to my woman to talk to me like my mom talked to him, or I wouldn't want my dad to talk to me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just, you learn what you need to learn from the female perspective and the male perspective. I learned to listen and not always talk to my woman. When she got stuff going on, I can listen and hear what she's saying, you know, before I return and just fire back. Like I said, some of us, we just get so mad and get in a rage and just start talking. But what if that kind of communication pass on to your children? What if they say, I'm not dating nobody that I can't communicate with because I watch my parents communicate? You know what I'm saying? That could solve a lot of problems. You know, a lot of relationships could have been saved if we could all just communicate. You know what I'm saying? Once again, comprehension is everything too, but you got to start somewhere. And I feel like the worst thing you can do is poisoning your kids out the gate.
And that's another thing. Once your kids are, and I'm thankful for my stepdad. I mean, he was a truly just wonderful, awesome stepdad. I mean, he showed me what a man is. I mean, the true definition of a godly man, just everything, humble, just, oh my God, I'm so grateful and thankful for that man. Like, speaking on what you were saying, like, even if the other parent has moved on, if that, he has made my mama the happiest ever and made me. I mean, I'm not his child, but he's been there since I was 3. I That is my other father. Everybody get confused when I'm talking because I say that that's my father, and I have my biological father. But I love both of them, and when I do get married, they both will be walking me down. But I just can't be concerned of how others feel about that either, because I'm thankful that God did provide me with that. But I also, now that I do know, like, just try your best not to exclude the child from the parent, from the other parent, and to always, no matter what the situation, even if they're not happy in the other relationship, That has nothing to do with you. Don't bring extra drama. I just had my son's party. As I said, I'm not talking about this. I'm living it. And I invited the other his significant other. And it was not fake. I don't do the fake stuff. And, I wanted her to be there. That's part of, him. So she can be there and she has his kids too. And with her brother, what's important for me is to make sure that my son and my daughter are able to have everyone, that they want at their party. And if me allowing the mom into the party to make sure that my son has his other siblings there, then I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that he has the best day because it's not about my feelings, it's about his. But now that we have gotten on that subject, I do want to um, discuss the importance of what you touched on, which is communication. Can you give them some solutions on what worked with you to learn how to communicate? Because as you said, it wasn't easy at the beginning, as it wasn't for me. But what techniques did you use to that worked with you in your situation?
Forgiveness is one. You gotta forgive folks. You know what I'm saying? You never know what. I use this scenario. I woke up this morning and I'm mad at the world. I'm ready to just go out here and just wreck anything because I'm so upset. And I bump into you. You see what I'm saying? And then say for instance that bump might have shoved your body this way. First thing you can do, right, is catch your attitude, watch where you're going, all that. But I woke up on this.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? It had nothing to do with you. This is how I woke up this morning. This is the energy that I was provided this morning. Or this is the energy that I gave myself this morning, I guess to say. Right? Now I take that out on you. Right? I'm mad because of whatever I'm mad about, but it had absolutely nothing to do with you. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that would have been a better situation had I just said, okay, well, when I step out of this house today, I need to check my attitude because I might bump into somebody. And if I bump into somebody, I got to be ready for whatever come into that. You see what I'm saying? Forgive folks. Stop holding on to hurt. Stop holding on to anger. Stop trying to get even. Stop trying to, you know, bash people. Stop trying to pull people down. Let people do what they want to do. If you let people live their life long enough, you will see what they really want, who they really want, where they want to be. So why worry about it in the first place? Forgive them for being that child because you gotta think about it. Most of us have our children young. We weren't grown when we was having kids. We was doing grown stuff, but we weren't grown. And when I say grown, I don't mean by age, because it's still people our age is still doing teenage stuff to me, what I consider teenage stuff. You know, if you got out here and ain't putting your best foot forward into investing into something or investing in just not even into something, investing into yourself,
Right.
growing and being better every day. It's people that I know that still do the same stuff we was doing in high school. You understand what I'm saying? So you gotta forgive folks for their level of growth. You gotta forgive folks for what they did to you because you don't know exactly where they was coming from when they did that. You might have just been the person that they just wanted to bump into because they wanted to get what was on them off of them. You understand what I'm saying? That might have been something that happened to that woman as a kid, and you might have done something to remind her of that pain, and she took that out on you because she didn't take it out on that first person. It come with hurt. It come with all of that. You gotta forgive folks. If I can get anybody to just do that one thing, just think about it for a second. If I forgive that man for what he did, what if he grew while I was keeping my child from him, and in his absence, he grew into a better man, right? Now this is the role model that I want for my son. Now he the person but when you met him, he was just a street thug. You know what I'm saying? He was just that hardcore person that went out here and did all that stuff that attracted me. Or she wore all that nice, tight stuff that I like. She got the body that I like. What we go crazy over, some of us. You know what I'm saying? So What if she grow up and she realize I'm more than what I look like? You know what I'm saying? And I can forgive you for being more than what you look like. Or I try harder. I don't give up as easy. So it's just like I said, so many different scenarios that, because it really just depends on the person. Like us two, we business minded, we entrepreneur. So with that said, when we date people, we tend to cast our entrepreneurial ways on them because you don't get up at 6 like I get up at 6. And you don't get out here and get the money like I get the money. But that's who that person is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what if you walked away from somebody who didn't necessarily get up and get it like you do, but they always had your best interest at heart. They always cooked you something, about you something nice, watched the kids for you when you needed it. It's simple stuff. Like I said, so once again, I feel like going back to what I just said, it's all about forgiveness. My oldest daughter's mom, we had to get to a level playing field where you did something wrong to me, I did something wrong to you. Okay, that's established. What are we gonna do now? At the end of the day, if we keep going back and forth, you keep trying to play this, I'm gonna hurt you more than you've hurt me, or I'm gonna get you back for hurting me. And this child is still sitting here, what are we accomplishing? How long do you play that game? How long before it's too late? You can't always get even. It's dangerous. Like I said, forgive folks, move forward, and at least try to talk to them and like put the effort in. If you at least try to talk, like I tried, I tried, I tried. That's the main point. I tried. You know what I'm saying? It take away so much pain and so much pressure when you actually try and you move yourself out the way. I did this for my kids. I couldn't be with you and give my kids that household that I wanted or that I craved, but I can at least try to work this thing out with your mom with the relationship that we have at this point, where I understand, boom, this is my kid. Mom moved on, dad moved on. Now I have a mom and a stepmom. I have a dad and whatever.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Right.
But long story short, this is how this works. It's just, you gotta forgive folks. You move forward in that and forgiveness. Forgiveness is a powerful thing. And I feel like even with not even just your children, just with your life in general, if you can let stuff go, forgive folks, and just it don't slow you down. Holding on to weight from 1992, I'm just gonna drag it all the way to 2021 with me. But I'm gonna catch that pace one day. I'm gonna catch that full stride. But guess what? That bag's still on your back. Why drag it?
Right. And just like what you were talking about, forgiveness and forgiving the other people and all of that, we also, because you will get that anger, like, wow, you kept me from this person. Oh my gosh, I'm so angry. But you can't stay there because you will make yourself stuck. And you have to also forgive your parents and love them, because at the end of the day, we all make mistakes. And now that I'm a parent, I see, we're not perfect. We don't have a book. I mean, now that I'm in God, I have I can hold his hand and he can take me where I need to go. But with that, I had to learn in God that I can't, I'm mad, I'm upset. I have to recognize that. I have to recognize my hurt. And then from that, I have to, okay, but this is exclude her. Yes, she is, this is my parent, or he is my parent. Exclude that, and they are still human. Everybody makes mistakes, and you still, have to love both of your parents. You have to honor both of your parents. It doesn't just say honor your mother. It doesn't just say honor your father. He said, honor thy mother and thy father, and your days will be longer. If you don't do this, and we're not supposed to provoke our children to wrath. People leave that part out. I just forgive, like you said, forgive no matter what people do to you. Forgive them for you. It's not for them, it's for you to forgive so you can move on, so you're not harboring over hurt from, 1992 or whatever, or earlier than that. Just move on. Just let God, let go, and let God.
Here's another thing, sis, that they don't really pay attention to. Imagine, you know what I'm saying, your parents' age when they had you, you know. Imagine a kid trying to figure it out. What if your mom was 16, 15, 17, 18? Imagine what you was doing at 17 and 18. So I know somebody probably watching this at 17, 18, but you'll get to the point one day where you look back and you like, when I was 17 or 18, I didn't have it together either. You know, I didn't really figure that out until I was about 25, 26, on my way to my 30s, you know, or 30. You know, you don't know when it's gonna happen, you know, but life take you on a course to set you up for everything that you're getting ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Like throughout life, it's designed for you to go through whatever you're going through to get to wherever you're going. You know what I'm saying? How you handle situations determine the route that you end up on versus the route that you should have ended up on. You know, blessings come with expiration dates. I believe it. I believe it. I believe that, you know, you could block your blessings by simply planting bad seeds. You know, what if you planted a seed in your son to play sports and his dad was like a dang near a pro athlete, could have been a pro athlete, right? What if he could teach your son those things that he didn't do to become a pro athlete? The mistakes that he made that kept him from becoming, that could have been a seed right there where your son could have went and played in the NFL, been an NBA star, you know, could have played baseball, any sport, you know, and could have been the owner of the team. We ain't even just gonna put limitations to it. You know, the sky's the limit. But what if you block that blessing? Now your son don't want to play sports. You want to get out here in the streets. You want to become a drug dealer. Now he in prison, sitting there for 20-something years because he had to do something he didn't really have to do in the first place. But it's simple. It's something as simple as that. You see what I'm saying? I just try to use that as a scenario because they come from my likeness. You know what I'm saying? Or the mom that, you know, ends up with the abuser. You know what I'm saying? She loved this guy, but he's so rough with her, beat her up, talked to her all kind of crazy. But your daughter was sitting right there watching it. You see what I'm saying? They watched, you know, this man do this. So as a little girl, she's like, okay, well, I'm gonna let him do it, right? That's a seed that they planted as a kid. But then you want to be mad at her when she letting this man beat on her when she get grown, or you want to feel some type of way about her wanting to date these guys that, you know, don't appeal to you no more, but they appeal to you back in the way, you know, back in the day when they was coming up. Once again, so with that said, it's all about where you start from. You know what I'm saying? Your essence is inside your home. You know what I mean? No matter where you go, no matter what you do, if you was to move from where we are right now to another place, the things that you do inside your home will not change unless you choose to change them. Now, if you create a habit, that's something different. What I'm saying is what you learn from your parents, how they interacted. Like it's something that I was watching the other day. I can't remember exactly what it was. I'll send it to you as soon as I find it. But I was watching it the other day. I saved it on my YouTube. This dude, he was married to his wife for 30 years. And every Sunday, he would go and get her one of her favorite things. I can't remember what it was. Man, I'm gonna send it to you. But he would go and do that. And it was his show of faith to her that, you know, I'm not gonna get lazy in my love for you. Right? His son been married for 10 years. He do the same thing for his wife. His daughter got a husband that's not even in their family or in their essence, but she don't open the door for herself. She'll stand outside the car. He already know. Get over there and open that door. But it's what I was thinking about. I was like, how powerful that could be because she don't pull out her own chair. She don't open no door. She don't. You know what I'm saying? So even with what I'm saying, you put it in the root of your children from your household. You know what I'm saying? So to sum it all up, everything that you do in front of your kids, not everything that you say, everything that you do, every action, every emotion, every you instill that in your kids. That's why it's so important to watch what you say. It's so important to watch how you react. It's so important to watch what you, even the content. You see what I'm saying? Even the content that you bring around your kids could make them feel like it's okay to bring that content around their kids. It's all about the inside of your house. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, that's the most important thing. Don't. There's no point in bashing the other parent
Right.
because they're gonna seek the relationship anyway. You know, and they're gonna find out. They gonna find out. You can put it in the tense of this, okay? A foster child, right?
Mm-hmm.
At some point in their life, no matter what happened, no matter how long they've been away from that parent, they go try to find their parents. They seek that, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with that child that you just kept from their mom or kept from their dad. They gonna go seek and figure out what happened.
Yeah.
And you just better hope your name's clean. That's all I can say.
And on the flip side of that, you can't use it as an excuse. That's why, like you said, forgive and let go and move on. Because if you harbor and you stay stuck in that, you create, habits that's not good and that's not healthy for your health, for your children, for anybody. And it's important that, like I said earlier, that regardless of, you're gonna get that feeling of, oh my gosh, they kept me from this, and after you go seeking for the other person and you find out how awesome or how bad they really are, whatever you may find, um, and you find out that they were trying to be with you or whatever, still, address the anger. Okay, yes, I'm angry. Yes, this hurts me. Yes, I'm upset. And then just pray. And God will heal them, and just let it go. Put it in God's hands and watch Him move. Because the more you try to force, or the more you try to go off of anger, the more you try to talk, the more oh, I'm so mad. You should have never, let that go. Quit having excuses. I don't like the pity party stuff. I don't like, oh, woe me. Oh my gosh, feel sorry for me. Me now, I don't even allow my children to, I talk to them the way, um, I want to be taught to. It's like, are you going to stay there? And then my kids get it. So I'm thankful that they are intelligent. But um, that's like when they cry, okay, it's okay to cry. So are you going to do something about it, or are you going to keep whining about it? What have you accomplished? You've been crying all day. What have you accomplished? Did you get to play that game? Did you get to go play with your Barbies? Or did you still have to clean up? You cried all day and you still didn't get to do what you wanted to do. And just forgive, let go. Don't have no pity party, move forward, um, and move towards who you are supposed to be. And now that we have touched on that, as y'all can see, I could not wait because I'm so proud of my brother. We have known each other since elementary, fifth grade, elementary, and I'm so that he's been talking about this for so long, but it's his hush. So I guess he hushed until he was ready to put it out there. So I'm excited, and I want him to talk about his brand. This is a comfortable shirt, and I really like it, but I'm gonna let him talk.
Hush started 2017, and we just now open here 2020. I decided that it was a brand that I wanted to push because it was something that I didn't. First of all, it was something that I didn't really want to put out yet, but at the same time, I guess the timing was right. But 3 years in the making, I've been grinding, just putting pieces together, learning how to do this. I just really just put my time in, and the time that you put in is showing. It's showing.
Yeah.
You know, I started this when I graduated. I graduated college. This is my final school project. So when I graduated college, I was like, well, I already put the footwork in. I might as well just keep it, because it was just a project at first. I just wanted to grade, I wanted to keep my A. I wanted to graduate. I wanted to walk that stage. So at the end of the day, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna, I'm gonna keep the ball rolling. I started this, and one day I was sitting in my room. I had got real down on myself. I had, I'm this age and I don't have this. Could have had that, blah, 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 we do it. But I got to that point where I was like, you know what, man, just like how you just said, whining and crying about it. Well, what you gonna do about it? And I woke up one morning, and, after I had been down on myself, woke up one morning and Joel Osteen was on TV. And of course, he was talking about push, pray until something happened, pray until something happened, pray until something happened. Well, I said to myself, well, I've been praying, you know, okay, a door open for me. Am I gonna walk through it? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And like I said earlier, blessings come with expiration dates. Um, I started buying equipment. I started watching videos. I started reading articles. I started following people who had boutiques and watching people who just took t-shirt businesses and turned it into a full-blown clothing business. I did I started watching how they did Fashion Nova. I liked it. I was like, that's creative. And they made so much money. You get what I'm saying? And they associated themselves with so many different people. So like I said, I saw it, and when Joel Osteen went off the TV, I just sat down and I was like, well, naturally, what do I do best? I hustle. Since I was a kid, you know me. Everybody else used to play with Yu-Gi-Oh cards and the Pokemon cards. I was selling them. Go to the dollar store, sell candy bars. I buy a pack of M&Ms for 50 cents. I sell it for $1. That's profit. I've always understood, profit margins. I've always understood that if I buy something at this price and I sell it at this price, I can make this, and I can use this money to make this. So I've always understood that. That's always been my mindset. That's always been who I am. Hustle. So I know that I'm gonna hustle, right? And I'm gonna hustle until something happens. You know what I'm saying? And I put two L's in the until because I wanted it to be unique. One, it's a play on words. Until I wanted to put three L's. I can't lie to you. I wanted to put three, but the fact that I put two on there just let you know that until is the most important word in that. You're gonna hustle until you get to where you're trying to get to. You're gonna hustle until you have nothing left in your body. I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I work a full-time job and I'm a full-time parent. You understand what I'm saying? I get up and I still make it happen. The first thing I do in the morning, even before I brush my teeth, is I check my emails. I check my social media. I find out who's got what orders. I put that on my board and I get to work. You get what I'm saying? It is hustle until. And I can stop right there. I don't even have to put the something happen. The something happen just came because of Joel Osteen. I guess I owe him some money, so I don't know. However that work, we'll figure it out. I don't. But still, what I'm saying is, that manifested in me from simply going to sleep and I had the TV on. So that came to me. But like I said, I started buying equipment, started working, got to this point. And like I said, the Hush brand, Hush by Rudy Curry, you can find me on Facebook. I am _Rudy Curry. You can find me on Instagram. Websites will be open soon. I will have the website posted. Just keep supporting me, keep following me, keep doing it, man. The love is real. I'm up and at it. You see these bags under my eyes. I ain't stopping. I got plenty of things going on today. This is the first day that I've even taken the time to even take care of myself since I started with my business. But like I said, it's a journey. People don't know that this started in 2017. They think some dude that just jumped off and started selling shirts, or started selling hats or started selling whatever I'm selling. They just assume that that's how it happened. But it's a backstory to everything. Y'all seeing the glory. Y'all ain't see the nights when I was crying. Y'all ain't see the nights when I was going through the pain. But God saw it. And that's the reason why I'm being blessed the way that I am right now. That's the reason why I'm getting mine. I paid my dues. I started another company over 10 years ago, and it didn't go as I thought it was going to go. That's another reason why we got two L's, because you got to continue. I quit. You understand what I'm saying? I quit my first venture. So this is it for me. Like, this is my life. This is my lifestyle. So with that said, and I'm happy that I'm where I am. We got a long, long, long way to go. This is just the beginning, man. Like I said, so Hush by Rudy Curry, man. Cop your shirt. Please get your shirt. Like I said, every dollar helps. Single father out here doing what I got to do for my kids, and I'm trying my best to just continue on the right path and continue to grow and continue to be creative. So, yeah, man, that's it in a nutshell.
I'm excited because I could just see, because I know what you went to school for. And you put both of those together with your shirt business and, your other business that I will hush and let you talk. But, I could see those two coming together now. I can see from your story, like, wow, God had him to take that class and made him, venture off into that while he was going to school for this. And put them together, it's like, when you blow, it's going to be. So wait and see what God has in store for him. I'm so excited. He's going to tell y'all how to get him again, as I talked, and I want y'all to have that at the end. So.
All right. Hush by Rudy Curry. If you can find me, Rudy Curry on Facebook. I am _ Rudy Curry on Instagram. Right now, those are the only 2 social media platforms that I'm using. So find me on there. The websites will be up within the next 2 weeks. I don't even know what today is, but 2 weeks. So.
All right. Thank you, guys.